everyone. This is Jessie Dinos at C3 Workplace, and I am here with you today to give you a short and sweet tutorial on how to use subfolders in Microsoft Outlook. So for any of you who might be using Gmail or any other email platform, you can certainly create subfolders there as well. We're going to focus on Outlook today, but almost every email platform I can think of has the capability of using subfolders. So I hope no matter what you're using that this is helpful for you and might give you some tips and tricks and fresh ideas for how to keep your email organized so that you can work more efficiently throughout the day. So let's get started. So first things first, what is an email subfolder? Very, very simple. It's easy to think about it like a little digital filing system for your emails, similar to a filing cabinet that you might have for your paper files. That's exactly what this is for your emails. So you'll see it over here on the left-hand side of my screen. These few folders are my subfolders. I have a C3, a Chambers, Chamber of Commerce's, clients, and old but important. So those are my few main buckets, but you'll see that as I drop down here, I have subfolders for my subfolders. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but just so that you know what they look like and can familiarize yourself with them. So why would you need to use email subfolders? I love them for a few reasons. Number one is keeping myself organized. It is very hard to think straight when you are looking at your email inbox full of all sorts of different emails coming from all sorts of different people for different purposes. So just using subfolders is a great way to keep yourself organized and make sure that your emails are getting filed away in the proper place so that you can reference back to them. So reason number two for using email subfolders is to help you find your emails more easily. So maybe you're working on a current project right now and you have a whole string of emails related to this project and the project is wrapping up. So, and you don't know where to put the emails, but if you put them into an email subfolder and next year around this time, a similar project pops up and you want to reference the conversation you were having about that project, you can go right to that email subfolder and pull up the emails, that email thread, and you can, kind of work with the ideas that you had going in that email thread to help inspire your next project. So it's definitely great for that. And another key reason is to just keep your main inbox up here, this one on the left-hand side, your big main inbox cleaned up. So I'm sure you get tons of different emails every day, and some of them are very important and urgent for you to look at right away, but some maybe are notifications or invoices that are coming in that are not urgent for you to look at right now, but if they pop into your email, you're going to look at them regardless. Everyone's got a little bit of ADD when it comes to that. So to prevent that from being a thing, you can use subfolders and create rules for your subfolders, which if you haven't checked out our last tutorial with Kelly, that Kelly did last time, visit our tutorials page on our website and you can watch the tutorial that she did on creating email rules, which is just a really efficient way for when an email comes in, instead of it going to your main inbox and distracting you, it goes right into a subfolder where you can reference later on. So last but not least, if you're someone who likes to block their time, which a couple blogs ago we talked about, time blocking and doing certain tasks on certain days to keep yourself efficient, email subfolders can be crucially important and so helpful for working in that kind of way. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, for me personally, I'm working on all of my marketing tasks for C3 Workplace. The other days I'm working on more of my client work. So in order, again, to keep myself from getting distracted, when I see a marketing email come into my inbox, if you'll look over here on the left-hand side, I've created a subfolder that it's important to me. So it's right up at the top, and I just drag all of my marketing related emails right into this subfolder so that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, instead of sifting through my whole inbox to see, what were those marketing tasks again, I can go right over to this subfolder, click there, and they're all right there and populated for me, which is awesome. So those are just a few reasons why I think using subfolders is great, helps you to work more efficiently throughout your week. So next is, of course, how do you create subfolders? And before, we just start going ahead and creating anything that comes to mind, I think a really great way to start off before you even, start clicking around is to just think of your workload in a few main buckets. Like, what are your 3 or 4 categories of work that you're working on throughout your week? So for me personally, again, you can look over here on the left-hand side. I have my marketing tasks. Like I said, that's kind of a little bit separate, but my main buckets are C3 workplace related tasks, any emails that have to do with Chamber of Commerce's, so events that are coming up, different partnerships that we might have going on with them. So any emails that have to do with that, and then any emails related to client work. And then lastly, this one's kind of just for my own, personal use for, if I want to keep an email, but it's not, it's important, but I'm not using it right now, it goes into my old but important subfolder. So those are my main buckets, the ones that I feel like I'm working out of most of the time, most of the week. And then within that, I'll show you, I create a further breakdown of those tasks. So not all of my marketing operations and staffing emails are going into my C3 subfolder, but I have a breakdown for each of them so that if I have to reference a marketing specific email or an email specific to something that Donna might have given me or something related to staffing, I can go right there. And then within that, I have an even further breakdown. So again, you have to find what works for you. Once you create those main buckets, maybe it'll drive you crazy to have subfolders in your subfolders. If that would drive you crazy, don't do it. You need to find a system that really works for you. Otherwise, you're very likely to not use it at all. So again, what are those main few buckets that you're going to on a regular basis? So kind of map that out, maybe even before you get started, to just kind of create a plan for what you want your subfolders to be. And then again, you created these buckets. So I'm just going to create a little test subfolder for you here. So I'm going to go up to my main inbox and you're going to right click it and you'll see that this little box comes up with all sorts of things here. So you're just going to go click new folder and I'll just create test subfolder. So it automatically, in the desktop version of Microsoft Office, Microsoft Outlook, excuse me, it will automatically put the subfolders in alphabetical order. So you can see it slid all the way down to the bottom here. So let's say this test subfolder, I want to go into my C3 bucket. So I'm going to use this subfolder to create a subfolder within my C3 bucket. So I'm going to just drag it up and place it right, and it'll ask you, are you sure you want to move this folder into this other folder? And I'm going to say yes, and you'll see it just pops up right here. So if I wanted to create a further breakdown, let's say this is this test subfolder has to do with some related project. If I right click that subfolder again, I can create another new folder and it will automatically drop down. So I'll just call this project 1. So, this can tend to get a little messy if you have all of these open, all sorts of stuff here. So what you can do is, of course, you've been seeing me collapse the subfolder. So you click on the little arrow next to it and it cleans it up so I can just see my main couple of buckets here, and it's a lot more pleasing to the eye. So it's very, very easy. You can just drag and drop these guys all over the place. So very, very simple. So again, I just want to stress that you find those key categories that work for you. Maybe creating subfolders in your subfolders doesn't work for you and you just want these few main buckets and you'd prefer to, go into your, whatever it is, your client folders and search by, search by their name to figure out where that email is that you're looking for. Personally, I'd rather have the breakdown, but again, you got to find what works for you. And then just one last quick tip that we love to use is, like I said, this marketing tasks subfolder that I have here is what I'm working out working out of most of the time on my Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm in and out of that email all the time, or in and out of that subfolder all the time. So I want it to be nice and easy to find. When that Tuesday or Thursday morning rolls around, I'm going right there and I don't have to sift through anything. And I'm also dragging emails into it all throughout the week. So it's one of my, the one of the subfolders that I'm working out of most often. It's most important to me. So if you go ahead and put an asterisk or an underscore, like this test subfolder on the left-hand side, you'll see I have an asterisk in front of the marketing task subfolder, and an underscore under the tests subfolder. If you put that right before whatever the title is of your subfolder, it will automatically bring it right up top to the top of your list. So it's nice and easy to find that subfolder that you're looking for. And again, we use that all the time, find it very helpful in just organizing our folders. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you today. I hope that you found this tutorial helpful and that it inspired you to get organized and kind of create a system for your emails. I know it's a huge task, but take it one step at a time, and I hope that it helps you to work more efficiently and take your business to the next level. Thanks so much and have a great day.